Morning. Thought just occurred to me of, I think we all have kind of words that we live by, and quotes that mean things to us, poems, songs certainly, that mean things to us. So I thought I'd relay a couple of my favorites to you, just as a matter of interest. I think my all-time best words to ever live by are from the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. And it goes, "The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it." And basically what that tells me, and has always told me, is to think twice and speak one time. The poem, "The moving finger writes," means that events occur. Deeds are done, words are said, good, bad, or ugly is done. So the moving finger writes, and then having writ moves on. So once those things occur, time progresses. Everything moves on, but those deeds and things you said and did or whatever still hang there in the air. Then it goes, "Nor all your piety nor wit." Your piety, your religious inclinations, your wit, your intelligence, how smart you are or got a smart answer or whatever, shall lure it back to cancel half a line. Which means all of the prayers and rationalizations and anything that you might say cannot bring one of those words back. You cannot cancel out any of them. They are out there. It's like putting it on the internet. It's there forever. So you have to be careful. Nor all your tears wash out a word of it. And of course all your crying and wailing and gnashing of teeth are not going to undo what you do. So it's something that I always taught to my kids, and I always explained it to them, that to be careful of what you say and what you do, because it's like dropping that pebble in a still pool of water. The ripples go out from that, and you can't stop those. So be careful on what you say. I had a quote for each of my children. One of my favorites from my first son is from John Ruskin. And it says, "The greatest reward for man's toil is not what he gains from it, but what he becomes by it." And that is so true all the time. That the world seems to be all about gain, money, dollars, making money, at all costs. Do whatever you can. But the real reward for the work that you do and the toil that you do is the person that you become from doing that. And it's important, I think, not to confuse the gain with the person you become. And I think it's important not to get lost in the gain at the expense of the person you become. Yesterday we talked about, a reboot on our economy and a reboot on our lives and whatever. And I think this fits in very well with that, as far as trying to discover, in our work or our relationships or whatever we do, that we look not so much for the gain of it, but for the human interactions and the advancement and development we do for ourselves. My other son, the quote, I wrote this one for him, and it is, "Character is achieved not by doing what is convenient, but rather by doing what is right." And I think that is so important, that it is so easy to be convenient. And confrontations or standing up for what is right is so difficult. And it's hard in this world, but it is so necessary in our world for someone to stand up for what is right and not do the convenient thing all the time, because it just destroys the fabric of who we are as a society and a people. So those were the quotes that I have lived by myself, that I've passed on to my children, and I'd be interested if you guys have any words to live by. I'm always interested in something like that. So there are mine. If you have some of your own, throw them into the comments, because I would like to see what the words that guide other people's lives. So think about that. Have a good day. We'll talk again.